Stay tuned because Good Sports is coming next. Welcome to a special Good Sports Instant Replay where we look at some of our favorite interviews from this year. I am Steve Fish. Now, before we get started with the show, I want to tell everyone that our current issue of Kansas City Sports and Fitness can be picked up at over 700 locations in KC, and it's absolutely free. Now, in our hockey report presented by the KC Ice Center, we write about how KCIC is growing hockey as they start this fall's youth hockey season. In our Sporting Lee Summit Soccer Report, we write about the club's youth referee program, which is the single largest employer of teens in Lee Summit. And in Chloe's Corner, the Hatchpad Tennis Report, we introduce you to the sport of wheelchair tennis. In this first segment of Good Sports Instant Replay, we'll talk about exercise and golf and start with a discussion on getting on track with your exercise program with Dr. Lynn McIntosh of Kansas City Chiropractic. Here's some of that interview. When we start, we want to start slow. We don't want to start act like the way we were when we were 18. You've talked about that a number of times, but that can lead to injury.
Well, I get so many people that come in and, they were active in high school, they were in the sports, they were in all this kind of stuff, and then, you start working, and so it changes where but you remember those numbers.
Oh, yeah.
You remember how much you bench pressed. You remember, what you squatted and that kind of stuff. So it's like, okay, it's not exactly the same. But people just don't realize that you really don't increase very quickly, not more than 10% a week. You don't want to increase frequency or time more than 10% a week. So or amount. So don't go up in your weight more than 10% a week, and don't go up more than about 10% a week in how many reps you do. Mm-hmm. We still want you, so start low weights.
Right.
But you can add reps for a long time before you can start going up in weight.
Right.
And you'll be surprised at, how fatigued that'll make you. So even going up that 10% and at first, yes, it doesn't seem so difficult because if we started low enough, going up 10% doesn't kill us. But then the farther along, if you continue to do that, 10% becomes significant. So you do have to pay attention. It can't always be that, especially the longer we're doing it. But at first, just think, okay, I'm going to do this for a week. Week's not very long. It's totally fine to just keep going, gradually increasing. And
well, nobody's going to, some people might, but if you're getting back into it and you haven't done it for a while, you're probably going to, you're not going to work out every day. So a week is even less.
Right. Even if you do 3 days a week.
Yeah.
3 to 5 days a week. And with walking, 20 to 30 minutes
is,
you really want to have at least 20 to 30 minutes of walking 5 days a week is wonderful. Mm-hmm. So, yes, we're only talking about 5 times before you get to change. But, yeah. If
you have to change after those 5 times, or you need to because it's not doing anything for you, that's pretty surprising. If it's not challengingly enough, yeah. So in conclusion, any activity is better than no activity, of course.
Absolutely. That's the thing is even a small change metabolically in your system with how much you're demanding from your body, and each cell has its own little power plant. And so just doing anything really changes how much energy the cell is willing to do. The transfer of nutrients in and toxins out and the water metabolism and everything else, just activity of any kind improves that.
Interesting.
And so on a cellular level, all activity is better.
Next, we turn to golf with a tip from Jennifer Westerberg from Core Strategies Physical Therapy. One of your physical therapists, Scott Moreland, gives 5 tips to keep you out on the golf course. He starts off by saying the golf swing uses just about every part of your body except maybe your head, because aren't you supposed to keep your head straight?
Sure.
But even that, as soon as you do that, you're going to look up and say, how'd I do?
Right.
So any injury to any part of the body is going to affect your golf game and how you play. He gives those 5 tips, which really can apply to any sport. Obviously, the first one is warm up.
Right. Yeah, that's so important to get warmed up with whatever activity you're going to do. If it's just gardening or sports, golf, anything, you need to make sure that your body's warmed up and ready for the activity that you're doing. So, yes, it's important to warm up. Different sports, you might tweak the warm up a little bit differently depending on what muscles and what body parts you need to be able to utilize during that activity.
Yeah, and golfers, and tell me if I'm wrong, but there's so much inactivity while you're standing there and watching your buddy do his thing, and then you have to have explosive activity because all of a sudden you're putting all the power that you can into your swing, and that has to be hard on the body, doesn't it? It does, and so there's definitely some body parts that we look at specifically that we've seen over time that tend to be either a little bit weak or not moving as well. So hips tend to be one of those things that tend to be stiff on a lot of people, and especially as we get older, they get more stiff, and we've got to be able to get mobility through our hips. So if we don't, we're getting it somewhere else. Are you getting it through your spine, which is where a lot of people do? Therefore, they start getting back pain sometimes. So we have to work on that as well. And then you've got the muscles that go around the trunk, so your obliques and your abdominal muscles, and that's really important to make sure that they're strong and can get you through that range of motion so that you can get that power that you need out on the golf course. Continuing with golf, we have 2 segments with Jay Kennedy, General Manager at Eagles Landing Golf Course in Belton. First is a special video produced for Jay that shows how Eagles Landing and other golf courses determine their green speed. Here's that clip.
Eagles Landing presents the 19th hole with Jay Kennedy. Using a stimp meter to determine green speed.
We're here at Eagles Landing, and one of the questions that I get very frequently is, "Hey Jay, how fast are the greens?" Well, we could tell you a number, but that might not mean anything to you. Or maybe you're watching something on TV and they talk about how fast the greens are on the PGA Tour. Well, I'm going to demonstrate how we actually measure the speed of the green. And I'm going to use this device, and it's a stimp meter is what they use. You're going to take a ball, we're going to roll it in a general direction, we're going to measure that distance, and then we're going to go from the opposite direction and measure it back, coming up with an average, and that average is going to give us a number, and that is the speed of our greens. Okay, so we did our measurements. We do 3 in each direction. We do 3 in an uphill direction, 3 in a downhill direction, and you take the averages of those. So we averaged an 8 going uphill, and we averaged a 10 going downhill, which gives us a 9 for our green speed, and that is measured in feet. So once again, 9 feet is the average pace of our greens. PGA Tour runs anywhere from 11 to 13. So as you can tell, we've got pretty fast greens and in awesome shape.
And we wrap up this segment with a discussion with Jay Kennedy on the efforts the golf industry is making to grow the game. As far as education goes, there is a goal to get more kids in the game, and part of that is getting them away from the computers, because I'm sure they play PGA 2015 or 2016 like crazy right now.
I'm sure they do.
But living the real thing is a whole lot more fun than playing it on the computer, I'm sure.
Well, any opportunity that we can have to get kids or even adults. I mean, growing the game of golf is something that we golf course operators are desperately trying to do. That's our livelihood. That's our business. So getting kids, families, women, minorities, disabled folks. I mean, all of the initiatives that are out there to help bring a new segment of people into the game. And fortunately, we've got a number of really good programs that are working really, really well. Junior League Golf, PGA Junior League Golf has been something that is growing nationwide. We've got PGA Hope, which is another thing that's the PGA Hope is helping our Patriots everywhere. So it's
Nice.
Designed for those folks that have served in the military, and all of those programs of getting new people into the game of golf. And realistically, it's a it's the next generation of golfer.
Yeah.
And so to speak, those millennials that were a generation that when golf was at its peak in the the early to mid 90s, early 2000s, that's the generation that was kind of skipped because truthfully we didn't have enough golf courses, we didn't have enough playing opportunities for those kids, and it was also the dawn of of the Xboxes and the PlayStations of the world. So those kids tended to stay indoors and not get out, and I would say that other sports saw a decline in their youth participation as well. So, it's our task to get those kids back out, and what we found through years of research is not all kids like to play individual sports. They like to play team sports.
Right.
And so that is
soccer,
where, once again, soccer and that is where this PGA Junior League golf has come into play, because it is something that is truly a team sport versus going out and playing as an individual, and it's really a nice growing sport.
Well, that stuff must be working, because statistically, youth playing the games increased, and this is nationally or internationally perhaps, by 20% from 2.5 million in 2010 to 3 million in 2015. So that's really good, and the millennials are coming out. I'm guessing you see a number of them here, and they play often.
Yes. We see a number of them. The statistics that are out there are quite staggering as far as the number of millennials that are playing the game of golf. And, what's even more staggering is the amount of money that they're now commanding in the marketplace. They make a lot of money.
Yeah.
They're very smart individuals. And, everybody that thought that they were lazy, that didn't want to get out of the house. Well, there's more millionaires in the millennials than there are of any other segment anymore. So they're definitely very, very smart individuals. And once again, they're savvy. They're tech savvy. They love to utilize technology, and that is something that is also changing in the game of golf with a number of more golf carts with speakers, and you see people playing music out there. And so, it's a little bit of an evolution of the game, but it really is ultimately about enjoyment of the outdoors and the beauty and serenity of the golf course itself.
When we come back, we'll turn our discussion to soccer in Kansas City. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. We'll have more of Good Sports after these messages.
Come on out to the Kansas City Ice Center and skate on the outdoor pavilion or the indoor ice rink. And sign up now for Learn to Skate and Learn to Play hockey classes at the Kansas City Ice Center. The KC Ice Center is located 2 miles west of 435 on Johnson Drive. For more information on public skating times, to register for classes, or schedule an upcoming party or group event, visit kcicecenter.com or call 913-441-3033. That's 913-441-3033.
These days, we're all so busy, and many of us ignore our health and let stress turn into chronic pain. Dr. Lynn McIntosh of Kansas City Chiropractic can provide you with the proper care to relieve pain and stress, improve your health, and get more out of life. And right now, you can get an initial exam and adjustment for just $50. Mention KC Sports Magazine when you call. For more information on Dr. McIntosh and Kansas City Chiropractic, call 816-753-4600 or visit kansascitychiropractic.com. Experience a touch of the Ozarks at Winterstone Golf Course in Independence. The course is in fantastic shape, and visit winterstonegolf.com for daily specials and great offers. For tee times, go to winterstonegolf.com or call 816-257-5755. People today use hundreds of sources to find local information online. Have you Googled yourself lately? Bad online comments can irreparably damage you and your business. For a free online strategy review, contact Market Leverage at 816-600-0564. That's 816-600-0564. Arbor Creek Health and Wellness uses rapid recovery therapy to get to the root of your health issue and solve it. RRT is a one-of-a-kind treatment style that's great for runner's hamstring or knee, computer neck syndrome, CrossFit shoulder, and more. And right now, pay just $35 for an RRT treatment or save $50 and get your first visit and treatment for just $70. Contact Arbor Creek Health and Wellness at 913-397-6900 or learn more online at activejoeco.com. Contact Golf Tech in Overland Park and set up your golf swing evaluation, lessons, club fitting, and more. Golf Tech is the world leader in golf lessons and can show you how to swing better and play better golf. For more information, visit golftech.com or contact the Overland Park Golf Tech at 913-642-8881. Looking to buy or sell real estate? Contact Bill Halberstadt from RE/MAX at 816-903-1519. That's 816-903-1519. Sign up now for fall leagues at Mission Bowl in Olathe. Visit their website, missionbowl.com, or call 913-782-0279 for more details. Eagles Landing is the place to play golf in the Southland. For more details, visit eagleslandinggolfcourse.com, and for tee times, call 816-318-0004 and make the drive to see why Eagles Landing is the best golf value in KC. Looking for indoor training facilities for your team? Contact Sporting Lease Summit to find out how you can rent space at Z Sports Arena in Greenwood. Z Sports is great for practice, training, and kids' parties too. And register now for the Sporting Lease Summit Stripes soccer program for 2 to 5-year-olds. For more information on rental and sporting stripes, visit sportingls.org. Whatever your sport, maximize your performance at Core Strategies Physical Therapy, Sports Performance, and Medical Fitness Center in Overland Park. The team at Core specializes in rehab and performance training for all ages and activity levels. To learn more about Core's sports-specific programs, visit coreptkc.com or call 913-322-4000.
Welcome back to a special Good Sports Instant Replay where we look at some of our favorite interviews from this year. I'm Steve Fish. In this segment, we'll talk about soccer in KC, but first, in our current issue of Kansas City Sports and Fitness, check out our Heartland Soccer Report presented by Market Leverage. This month, we write about the groundbreaking and plans for the $300 million Gateway Village Sports Complex in Grandview. And this month, we honor top performers from Kearney High School and Blue Springs and feature a future soldier who received the prestigious Minuteman Scholarship, which pays his college tuition for the next 4 years. You can pick up your copy of Kansas City Sports and Fitness at over 700 locations, including Core Strategies Physical Therapy at most golf courses in KC, at Z Sports, Kansas City Chiropractic, Mission Bowl in Olathe, plus you'll always find it at the Kansas City Ice Center. Coming up, on October 8th will be a Teamwork Sports baseball, softball, and soccer facility located at 310 West 80th on the east side of Warnell. And on October 18th, we'll be at Core Strategies Physical Therapy. Core Strategies is located just east of 69 Highway on 103rd Street. If you'd like to have us come out and tape a show at your business location, call Good Sports at 913-764-2050. And now you can view Good Sports on YouTube. Search for the Good Sports KC channel. Since we recorded our next interview, a lot has happened with the $300 million Gateway Village Sports Complex, which is scheduled to open in the spring of 2017. Earlier this year, we talked with the developer, Kurt Pycior, about the complex. This week, you got the official go-ahead from the city of Grandview. That's wonderful news, I'm sure.
It's a huge step of a long journey, but I've got a few more to get over the hump on a few things, but it really opens the way for us to get this thing done and going in spring.
How long have you been working on this project?
A little over 6 years.
Oh my!
Yeah, I met Deron Sherry through coaching his son, and he and his wife Hope had already started talking about something like this when I joined them. Then the 08-09 kind of hit, so we kind of put it on the back burner. Once we came around off that, we got back at it, and so this particular site we purchased nearly 3 years ago, 2.5 for sure. Yeah, so this particular site going on 3 years and probably over 6 years total.
Wow. So where is it located?
It is on 150 highway, just back east about a mile from 49 or what was 71 highway.
Okay, and it's how many acres is it? I've got it written down here somewhere, but it's a giant amount of acreage.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of things that are going to be put on that. Fill us in on how many acres and what you guys are planning on doing.
Well, it's about 240 acres total, and we are truly creating a mixed-use environment, which is something I've had experience with in the past, but never with a sports village as its anchor. So we've got 40 home sites. We have about 48 condo fourplexes, almost 500 units of apartments, nearly 750,000 square foot of retail, three hotel sites.
Wow.
A recreational component, which will have rock climbing, laser tag, bowling, restaurants, probably 10 restaurants in all, and then of course the soccer, which is the it's kind of the engine. 14 soccer fields.
When is it expected to open? When are you going to have a groundbreaking? What's the next step?
Well, the next step is we've got some grubbing and some clearing, some mass grading to do that we plan to do before we get through the incentive phase. The incentive phase will start next week. So we have about 60 days before we actually go to get our building permit. So a groundbreaking could be in the near future. Talk with the city, we'll talk with the county, see what their schedule looks like. But the main goal is to have kids playing soccer on these fields in the spring of 2017.
That's an amazing turnaround.
Yep.
It's you got a year.
Yes.
And that's not a long time, especially since we're heading into rainy season.
We've done a lot of preparation.
Yeah. So how many phases will this project be? Obviously, you alluded to it by saying you want to have kids out there playing soccer, but it's a multi-phase project, correct?
Absolutely. It's got 4 phases, but really, because there's not a book on how to develop this type of mixed-use product,
right.
The market will tell us how those phases are going to go. So if we start out with phase 1, which is certainly the soccer fields, with about 150,000 square foot of retail, if a hotel or an office user or a medical user comes in and they want to be in phase 2, I assure you will.
Oh yeah,
we'll accommodate them.
I guess one of the pluses is the 2 facilities, the one out in Johnson County and then this one in Grandview, are going to be kind of close to each other, sort of.
They are almost exactly 15 miles apart, right down 135th. So when you start spreading out the pockets of soccer players and you start looking where they're coming from, Heartland was immediately attracted to our site, and quite frankly, that was probably the 6th or 7th site we looked at it. So we felt it was in the right spot as far as where we were attracting people from, both on a retail basis and for soccer players and other athletics.
Yeah, and soccer, growing crazy. It's just,
biggest sport in the country.
Yeah, I drive by those fields in South Overland Park, and they are always busy, and it brings in so many people from out of town. And your facility is going to do even more than that, because you can just get in there and just live in there basically during tournament time.
Yep. I mean, one of I call it my number 1 commandment. Whenever I'm trying to design something or do something that revolves around the complex, is once we get the folks out of their car, those families out of their car, they never get back in it until they're ready to go home, whether home is 2 blocks or home is in Texas.
Yeah.
So there's something for everybody there, regardless of how long you're there.
And finally, we discuss recreational soccer with Sporting Lease Summit President Jeff Fielder. Here's an instant replay of some of that interview. I read a stat that on any regular Saturday you have 180 games scheduled, and more than 9,000 individuals, spectators, and things like that will go through to watch their kids play, or their grandkids, or they're playing in the games.
Right. So you figure we have about between 180 and 200 teams that play just on the recreational side, and then we have the competitive teams that are out there playing as well. We're probably at about 80% capacity from 8 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock at night during the after daylight savings time. So we keep the fields pretty well packed, and that's one of the other things that people talk about. We try to be as family friendly as possible. We have carts that are out there that our volunteers will go out and help elderly grandparents, people with disabilities. We'll drive them around on the cart, get them out to the fields. We have pathways through the whole park. We have playgrounds at the park, facilities at the park, a couple of concession stands at the park. So it's an event. You don't just come out and watch a game. It becomes an event out there.
So you're in registration time right now.
Right now.
I think it closes, the initial early bird closes basically this week.
Right.
So by the time this show airs, you'll be still in registration.
Right. We'll be in late registration, but they're still able to sign up even now. We have a wait list that we pretty much about 99% clear every season. Our intent is our mission statement, like I said, is to give every kid that wants an opportunity to play soccer an opportunity to play soccer recreationally with their peers. So, we do everything we can to get those kids off the wait list, the ones that register late. Rarely is a kid refunded his money because we can't get him on a team. But it takes a lot of commitment from parents too to say, I really want my kid to play soccer, and I'm going to step up and be a coach. And we even go out through our partnership with Dick's Sporting Goods. We give every single parent that wants to be a coach, we give them a starter kit, a couple of soccer balls, a soccer bag, clipboard, cones, pennies, goalie jersey, everything that they need to get started. And we also give them a whole library full of DVDs and videos and training. And parents gotta want to do it.
Yeah. Well, Tony and I talked about development of the kids is really important, and it certainly is, especially at the recreational level, because they'll just have more fun playing the game.
Yep.
They can achieve a little more success and have more fun playing the game. So, how do you put the teams together? Do most people register as a team, or do they come in as individuals and get assigned?
So the difference, the primary difference between recreational and competitive isn't necessarily the skill level, but the way that the teams are built. So competitive teams, the coaches go out and they pick their 9, 10, 15 players that they want playing on their team. In the recreational, we feel that it's important to have a balance, that you're not necessarily putting together the 10 best players. You're putting together 10 players that want to play soccer together. And those skill levels can range from I've never touched a soccer ball before to Lionel Messi, better watch out. So the teams are set up through a draft, and sometimes through a blind draft. The U5s and U6 teams, here's your 9 or 10 players, and you've never met these kids before, so these are the players that are on there. As you get older and older, into the older leagues, your teams have been together for a while. Kids are allowed to say, hey, I want to try out for another coach, or I want to go play for another coach. I want to leave the team that I'm on, but you're not allowed in the recreational to say, I want to go play for this coach, or I want to go play with my group of buddies on this team, because we don't allow teams to really stack and build in recreation. Because that's the point of recreational soccer. It's a level field for all teams. Competitive is where teams start to build from the player pool that they want to pick from.
Well, that will do it for today's Good Sports Instant Replay. Be sure to join me, Steve Fish, again next week at the same time for Good Sports, the Kansas City Sports and Fitness Show. And check out some of our other shows on YouTube. Search for the Good Sports KC channel. So until next week, be sure to read all about sports, health, and exercise in Kansas City Sports and Fitness Magazine. You'll find it online at kcsportspaper.com and all over Kansas City, and it's free, so pick it up today.
The Army Reserve has more than 120 unique career opportunities, so you can add to your current strengths or build brand new ones. Join the Army Reserve and you'll make a difference in your life and the lives of others. Learn more at goarmy.com/reserve. For more information, contact the Greater Kansas City Company at 3720 Arrowhead Drive, Suite B. Telephone number 816-531-3818. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong, paid for by the U.S. Army. Arbor Creek Health and Wellness uses rapid recovery therapy to get to the root of your health issue and solve it. RRT is a one-of-a-kind treatment style that's great for runner's hamstring or knee, computer neck syndrome, CrossFit shoulder, and more. And right now, pay just $35 for an RRT treatment or save $50 and get your first visit and treatment for just $70. Contact Arbor Creek. Contact Golf Tech in Overland Park and set up your golf swing evaluation, lessons, club fitting, and more. Golf Tech is the world leader in golf lessons and can show you how to swing better and play better golf. For more information, visit golftech.com or contact the Overland Park Golf Tech at 913-642-8881. Sign up now for fall leagues at Mission Bowl in Olathe. Visit their website, missionbowl.com, or call 913-782-0279 for more details. Eagles Landing is the place to play golf in the Southland. For more details, visit eagleslandinggolfcourse.com, and for tee times, call 816-318-0004 and make the drive to see why Eagles Landing is the best golf value in KC. Hatchpad is a website for young entrepreneurs from ages 13 to 25. Using Hatchpad, members can share their business ideas, get feedback, mentoring, and even investors. Have an idea? Put it on Hatchpad. It's absolutely free. Visit hatchpad.co for more details. Hatchpad, where young entrepreneurs and creators hatch big ideas. Be a part of revitalizing golf by purchasing your copy of the Golf Hospitality Association Playbook for just $20. The playbook is for golf courses, beginning golfers, marshals, and course staff. For more information on the playbook and membership perks, visit golfhospitalityassociation.org or call 816-398-4110. Look for special offers at Papa's Coffee Express inside this month's KC Sports Magazine. Visit them at 124 South Forest and Liberty or call 816-415-0652. We catch football fever in this month's Kansas City Sports and Fitness Magazine. And you can follow the Chiefs, college and high school football, and more with your free email subscription. Go online to kcsportspaper.com and sign up where it says Join Our Fan Club. Plus, check out the Market Leverage Heartland Soccer Reports, Chloe's Corner, the Hatchpad Tennis Reports, U.S. Army High School Top Performers, the KCI Center Hockey Reports, and the Sporting Lee Summit Soccer Report. Get your free subscription at kcsportspaper.com. Sign up today. Pick up your copy of KC Sports Magazine at any of 700 locations across KC, or find it online at kcsportspaper.com. Check it out today.